and this is Blacology, a 21st century African system of thought developed by Dr. Amos M.D. Sirleaf. Today, Dr. Sirleaf will be looking at the myth and greatness of Africa from the contemporary and historic context. My name is Oscar Dolo. Let's now join Dr. Amos M.D. Sirleaf of the African and Liberia Studies Department of Cottington University.
Good morning, Black African people. Good morning, the intellectual of Cottington University. I'm Dr. Amos M.D. Sirleaf from Blacology. As my fellow intellectual has said, that I would like to concentrate on the myth and greatness of Africa from the intellectual and historic perspective contemporarily. There's a myth based on the greatness of our people. The first and popular idea that Africa is a dark continent is a parochial perspective engineered by European and imperialist capitalist agents to penalize the greatness of our people. Do you know, fellow Black Africans, that Black African people were the first on the face of the earth? Black African people invented everything Europeans are using today as we speak. If you go back into history, Sheikh Anta Diop, a Senegalese scholar, will tell you that hundreds of thousands of years ago, the only culture that were found on the surface of the earth were eternal culture. Eternal culture, in the definition, were natural God-in people of the authentic culture. But he went on to say that you could not see any trace of European, Caucasian, white people anywhere until recently in the Ice Age, who came about 5,000 years ago. Now the last time he saw European people during the Ice Age, and he went on to tell us that the Ice Age affected Europe, North America, and other areas of Asia. And he also made us understand that the Ice Age would not affect African people because we have no ice. That's what he said. And also that he said we made under the tropics. Tropics are land naturally structured by vegetation. So therefore, he said that we were the oldest, and therefore we were not born Ice Age. Henceforth, we were the oldest, we were the first chosen people of God. He went on also allude to Professor Van Sadelman. He was an Egyptologist. He also said that we have to look like African people from the early American society. He also went to say that we need to also locate Black people from early Asia. He also went on to say that we need to locate Black African people from early Europe. So actually, African people are all over the world. To also solidify the greatness of African people, they were fact inventors. Black African people invented all of the sophisticated so-called modern devices that you see hanging around out here today. For instance, the European Center of Power, Washington D.C., were invented and outlaid by Benjamin Banneker. This is a black man said that if this nation is for humanity, then this is how it should be designed. But European people will go to and say that America will extraterritorially design Washington D.C. Essence by the farm. It's architecture who came to do some drawing. He met the slave, Benjamin Banneker, also working as a mathematician, architecture, and professor, outlaying the monument and the different kind of design of Washington, D.C. Black man outlay Washington, D.C. They're not a white person. Now, the greatness of Africa also expands to the invention of other areas. The gas mask that people use today in World War I, World War II, by Garrett Augusta Morgan, is a black slave expert and professor who got wise that during World War I, when the military, America is a visual and power nation. During war, they will spray some chemicals on their common enemies. I don't know who are the enemies. Are they the enemies against other people or not? So they will spray the gas mask on people, so much so that the gas will come back to them who sprayed it. So a black man, Gary Morgan, went on to say that, look, invent a mask today in hospitals. Some of those masks that you can pull in your nose in order to interact. Some of the masks that you wear so that the gas can come in your eyes, they were invented by Gary Augusta Morgan. He did not only invent that. Today we see traffic lights, traffic signals. In Liberia, I had people talking about the red light. The director told me to go to the red light. I went all the way to Mount Barclay, but I could not see red light. But what it implies that red light is a traffic signal. It can be green light. It was invented by Garrett Augusta Morgan. It's a black man who invented the traffic lights, the traffic signals. And now when they're going to stop there, the Grand Prix, the peanuts, they think our elder playing here. It can be made out of 300 different products. George Washington Carver, a slave, black African American man from the United States, designed and developed 300 ways that we can use the peanuts, the Grand Prix that our people are playing here on the soil of Africa. You can fish oil, rub your skin. You can fish different kind of herbs. You can fish different kind of cooking oil that we eat with. It developed most of the things into Grand Prix and peanuts. I will now even stop there. This is the greatness and myth of black African people. There's a lady called Madam C.J. Walker, a slave woman who had come from Atlanta, Georgia. She was humiliated somewhere by white people. She was talented, but because of racism down south, the sister could not come in the building where to entertain white people because her hair was not slick enough. Her hair was kinky, nappy. So she was humiliated. She could not perform satisfactorily by people keeping eyes on her on a nasty fashion. So what she did, she went back and invented the pressing iron that our people press their hair today. When you see about women with a long pressing comb, it was invented by Madam C.J. Walker. Now, this black woman became the only millionaire of the 1800s. What a white woman, whosoever, she was the first black millionaire female in the world at that time. Okay, I'm not going to stop there. The greatness and the best of African people extend to the degree of Charles Richard Drew. Dr. Drew invented the blood plasma. That means that they divide the process that can be infused into people when you share blood. During World War I, World War II, they were shooting the military. America is a darling nation. So they all were in the military, black slaves. So when they shoot a man, he falls losing blood. So they were all on the forefront. So the black man's professor, well, I can invent something to preserve some of the blood and sterilize it and use it on other people. But a man dying, something like that blood is so rich. Dr. Charles Richard Drew, who went to school also at Howard University as a professor, he designed the blood plasma that was transferred today as a blood bank. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how the man died? The man who was preserving people. When you had a car accident, you're losing blood. It was designed or made for us to get you blood donation. When you had a car accident on the fog, really the slate and icy coming from down south to north. It ran off the road, the car jumped in the ditch, was seriously wounded, losing blood profusely. But during those days now, ladies and gentlemen, black people were not allowed to go to white people hospital. White doctor would not touch a black man. So Dr. Chadru was rushed into one of the white areas, because where can you find black hospital besides Howard University in the Sherman Hospital in the Freeman Square. So he was rushed into a white hospital to refuse to touch him, to help him. The man who was saving humanity through blood donation, he died out of blood. These are some of the things I'm telling you that black African people, we are nice people. Blacology has come to undo the miseducation and empower black African people. Look, there are misconceptions of other people who are looking at Blacology as racist, who are looking at Blacology as demonic, who are looking at Blacology as foreign ideology. So those people, I tell them, you come to my class, you come and listen. Blacology is about atonement and reconciliation. Blacology is about diversity and cultural pluralism. Blacology is about respecting our women, respecting our children, respecting our leaders, respecting our institution, because we are our institution, and respecting our life of pressure of black African people, and actually loving one another. And because of that, the reason why some of these problems are the way they are, because black African people, specifically Liberian people, we were culturally conditioned to believe that European people are superior and black African people are inferior. The manifestation of that is that we are marginalized, we are devalued, we are underestimated, and we do not trust one another, we do not make business with one another, and everything that is happening is negative. And next week I will be talking about why God made me black, and so that you can understand how brilliant, how exquisite God actually took the time to make us. But in the meantime, I come here from Blacology Development Institute with clean hands and pure heart to tell our people that I love Liberia, I love black people, I love all people. I'm not a racist in the context of racialism. These are the adjectives that giving our people problem with the noun. Racist, R-A-C-I-S-T. It can be adjective and noun. When it is in the noun, then it becomes questionable as it reflects to the doer of the act. That means that these are racist people. That means they are bigoted. That means that they are against white people. They are against other racial people. But when it comes to the adjectival phrase of using the concept of racism means also adjectively as somebody who is an expert in the certain areas of knowledge. If you are a scientist, if you are a science major, you got a terminal degree in science, you are a scientist. If you have a terminal degree in biology, you are a biologist. If you got a terminal degree in physics, you are a physicist. I have a terminal degree in race, with specific emphasis on the black race. I'm racist. Not racialism, R-A-C-I-A-L-I-S-M, as opposed to hating white people. I love white people. I love all people. I teach predominantly white institutions in the United States. I teach at Australia University. It's a white institution. I designed the race relation curriculum to teach white people how to love one another and love black people. I did that. So how can you say that I'm racist against white people? You are messing it up. My concentration is my people. Even white people give me credibility for concentrating on the empowerment of my people. Nothing wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen. So Blacology has come to help to undo our miseducation, to know that black people are great, and that all of the negative things that we talk about black people are false, and don't fall for it. But one thing again, the European people, the white people have done a good job on us. They have done a good job on us because everything that is white is right. There are unwritten laws of white supremacy racism in the United States, which goes like this. When you are white, you are right. When you are light, you are right. When you are yellow, you are mellow. When you are brown, stick around. When you are black, stay back. When you are red, the reservation is your way out. Now the red people, you know, that were Native American brothers and sisters in North America. The yellow people, of course, for the Asian people, the Hispanic people, they must stick around. When you are light, you can fight for white, you are right. But when you are white, you are just straight up what is right. But when you are black, you must stay back. You have to stay back. You know, and so much so that they have done a good job that the slave theory. If the man was born as a slave, and he works with you as his master, and he comes in the house every day at the back of the house. If he builds, or if you build a house without a back entrance to come in, your slave have been properly conditioned to believe that there has to be a back door. You will make one. You will come one day and see the kitchen working, where no room, no door anywhere about how is he in the house, because he made to come out of here and he in your house. So this is the situation we are finding ourselves in, black African people. Now they're talking about seeing sex. Black African people, those are alien culture that Blacology has come to also help to educate us. They are talking about the AIDS epidemic, the make and greater of African people. We are African people need to know what is affecting us. The AIDS epidemic, actually these are man-made diseases. They were made in the laboratory through the instrumentality of the United States of America. These are all written intellectual documentation that I can stand and support from other scholars.
This is Blacology, a 21st century African system of thought, and you have been listening to Dr. Amos Mohammed Sirleaf. We will now just pose a few questions to Dr. Sirleaf as he continues with his expose. Doc, where were these great African inventors in the face of radical slavery during their years in America?
I want you to understand that before slavery in the United States, black African people were all over the world. And also, desperation, out of diversity, emerged great leaders. The location of our African people were not all in the heat of the conflict, were not all in the heat of oppression. Some of us seek refuge to think critically and to develop our talent out of the struggle. Through war, evolved with people. Sometimes I say slavery was necessary because out of slavery emerged great people like Charles Drew, that you talk about great inventors. Conditions can necessitate advancement sometimes. So where were these people in the heat of the oppression and suppression in the United States, where their condition made them to develop? Look at during the war in Liberia had developed a situational songs, situational intellectualism. I mean, conditions there can perpetually go walk in the material ways. So our people in the 1800s were developed. Now the man who developed the cotton gene, picking cotton, black man picking cotton, beating him every day. So out of his strife and tribulation, out of his hardship, he developed a means by which he can pick the cotton easily to make some of the painful situations to subside. So condition can actually make you an inspired engine of remedy. So yes, our people were suppressed, but out of their suppression, they developed the mechanized, sophisticated means of alleviating some of the problems.
You also talk about the great inventors and how they have excelled in their various areas and professions, and how they have left a legacy with us, like Dr. Charles Drew and Madam C.J. Walker. But somebody would say Africans excelled to great heights. Well, it seems that we are now at the lowest ebb of human development index. What could be responsible for such a character?
We are human beings. Your condition, based on the present state of affairs, can bring different definitions, different vocabulary of our conditions. And I want to let you know that we are not the least, we are not down. Our advancement, our concept of reasoning were based on nature. We did not know that what we were anticipating in history would be marketed. So we are not down. Our product is what advancing the world today. Racism and prejudice were human made. So therefore, actually, the European people would look at themselves and give credibility that what they're having as a divine institution, as a divine entity, we are the one who actually inculcated that into the human intelligence. So, my brother, because of God made us good, when you said that, when you made us, you said we were good based on our nature. This is sometimes your good nature becomes your desperation, and sometimes it becomes your demise in many instances. But because of our good nature, it appears that we would be harmed by virtue of human interaction with us. But we are not really, because it is our product, your sweat and blood that got our life advanced today. If it is thinking that you're giving me, it is because of your intellectual capacity as a black African man that be able to develop the question to ask me so that I can clarify our demise. For black African people, we are not demise. We're just beginning. And for the beginning, we will not be the ending. And so, my brother, don't give up. Don't think that we are left behind. It's just a matter of time. And this is why Blacology is here to motivate you, to empower our young ones. So you ask me a very conscious question, like the child asking his mother, Daddy, why white people don't like us? Dad, why we are poor? How would the father answer these questions? He just need to go and tell your kids, God loves us. We are not poor. It's a European definition. With that, what God gives us, we'll be alright. You won't poor by definition, because we don't have a car, that doesn't mean we're poor. We don't have a bank account, that doesn't mean we're poor. We are rich. I have you all. I have your mothers, we have our land, we have our family, we are rich. I look at it that way.
Doc, if black inventors were the very first to start their work, their inventions, and then later on these inventions were modernized, quote unquote, by Europeans, then the question comes to mind, what stopped blacks from improving their foundation? What stopped them from improving their inventions to modernity?
Or if they asking question, what stopped our invention? If Charles Drew them, we invent the blood plasma, if Gary Morgan, we invent the traffic light, what stopped them? Well, the guy invented it in the 1800s. Now, look at the disruption. Talking about the war of 1812 in North America. You're talking about 1886. The South War. You're talking about World War I. You're talking about World War II. Disruptions to divert your attention from concentrating. You talk about the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki on the Japanese people. But Japan emerged from under the ravages of the bomb. They are today chasing the ethics of superpowerism. Okay, look at China. So, yes, series of disruptions actually interrupted our phase of concentration, especially when our people were all captive, indentured laborer in the system as you go with their invention. How can you finish? Like, Oscar told me, I went to his house, he introduced me to his family, and the brother had a brilliant house, one of the best structured buildings in Bangladesh. But the brother, he told me, he said that I have built the house 3 times. Why, brother? You said wars, wars, wars. So the question to me actually answers the analysis made. Disruption. It did not stop. Still continue to build his house. So black people are not stopped. Disruption will not stop us. That's why I'm here. That's why you people are here to carry on the struggle.
Doctor, do you have final words or comments before we can conclude this program?
I always have words to be left with my people. I have come here back home in Liberia, specifically at Cotton University, through the instrumentality of Dr. Henry Stober and his scholarly investigators of the United States who interviewed me and told me to come. I'm here and I'm here to stay. I brought Blacology here. The objective of Blacology, as I explained over and over again, is to undo our basic education, is to help our institution again, to go back to our humane way of living, to respect our elders, to respect our culture, to respect our women, to respect our children, to respect our institution, to respect our high officials of leadership. That's what Blacology is all about, and to solidify the knowledge that we find to technologically, politically, socially empower our people. This is not a violent situation. This is not a racist situation. This is about loving our people. This is about respecting our people. This is undoing our civil conflict mentality. This is undoing our racist or prejudice mentality, the ethnic struggle mentality. I'm here to empower our people. I'm here to de-traumatize our people. Liberian people are traumatized. We may not know it now. I'm not saying I'm traumatized. The war affected us. But if you have the way to make it, help your brother. If I can only touch one person, my life will not be in vain. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for listening, and stay tuned to the next vision of Dr. MD Sirleaf from the university.
This has been Blacology, a 21st century system of thought. And today, Dr. Amos M.D. Sirleaf, the co-founder of Blacology. Remember, Blacology was established and founded by 2 persons, Dr. Amos M.D. Sirleaf and Dr. Walter Zimana Cross of the United States. And today, Dr. Sirleaf has been looking at the myth and greatness of African from the historic and contemporary perspective. This is Oscar Dolo for Cotton University Television Channel 10, bidding you a very pleasant goodbye. Thanks for viewing.